Many people wear different hats in their lives, but one Bemidji broadcaster not only wears hats, she makes them too. For this week's In Focus, Jamil Donith tells us about this sports announcer who also makes fashion-forward headpieces.
Hat maker by night,
Shot the goal!
sports announcer by day. Bemidji broadcaster Kelly Schultz wears many hats. And when she's not wearing the hat of a sports announcer, she's rocking the hat of a fashion-forward millinery maker.
Originally, I wanted to be a fashion designer. My other love is sports. So I had to pick one or the other. Now I'm doing both.
And these aren't just your typical baseball caps and beanies. This milliner, aka hat maker, is making high-fashion head frocks.
I love making things that are pretty and beautiful, and I like using fabrics that are, fancy, like satin and tulle.
Schultz learned how to sew when she was 8 years old. She made her own clothes in high school and studied fashion design in college. But this sports fanatic didn't quite fit in with the other fashionistas.
I've always been one of those people that will flip between watching a sports game to watching a show like Project Runway.
She ditched her needle and thread for a spot on the sports airwaves. Then about 6 years ago, she made her first hat, a newsboy cap.
Got out the sewing machine again and started making these newsboy hats. And I made myself 2 of them, and I just made them for myself.
When people started complimenting her caps, Schultz decided to make more. Then she brought on the glitz and the glam and started creating fancy fascinators and extravagant headpieces.
Ribbons, feathers, tulle, rhinestones, all kinds of whatever embellishments I can come up with, buttons.
Schultz got her inspiration for these wacky hats from the royal wedding. However, here in a rural community like Bemidji, where do you wear something like this? Or this? Or this? Or this? But she's hoping to bring these royal fashions to the rural area.
I'm trying to bring the hat back.
There you go. And while Schultz's living room studio is decorated with cutouts from high fashion magazines, her love for sports never really leaves her mind when she designs.
A lot of times when I'm putting together a fascinator, I'll say, okay, green and gold, well, those are Packer colors. And purple, obviously, is Vikings color. So a lot of my inspiration is from some of the sports teams.
So sports and fashion can combine, and maybe big city millinery can make it in a rural community. But whether making a newsboy cap or a feathery fascinator, Schultz says every head needs a hat. For this week's In Focus, Jamil Donith, Lakeland News.
Schultz's headpieces are sold online and at Bad Cat Creations and Cat's Book Nook in Bemidji.
If you've enjoyed this segment of Lakeland News, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution to Lakeland Public Television.